Couple of things we've added, but on the fight night you'll see if them come to fruition. Right now it's the hard work, the grind in the gym, the everyday sort of work, and just keeping on top of it is what I'm doing right now.
You don't want to rush him. You want to take it easy. You want to take it slow. Don't rush him. Let him enjoy. He's still 20 years old. Let him get to 22, 23 years old, and that's then you start putting him in with the top names in boxing, like the Usyks and like the Wilders or even the Joshuas and the Furies. At the moment, I think you should keep on building him. Let him keep.
Daniel Dubois leaks intense training footage aimed at Moses. And you can feel the aggression pouring out at him after that crushing defeat to Usyk. Dubois is desperate for redemption, trying to send Moses a violent warning. But the question is whether this is true hunger or simply the anger of a broken man. Daniel Dubois hypes up big news like it is a second coming. But let's not be fooled. Is this genuine confidence or a desperate cry? After being dismantled by Usyk, he throws Moses' name out there, trying to sound fearless, yet it feels like a man clinging to relevance. Can Dubois really back up these words, or is he setting himself up for humiliation on the biggest stage?
Recover.
And just when Dubois talks big, Moses pulls the curtain back with his own brutal truth. Moses Itauma strips away the mask, admitting Dubois is not the man fans believe he is. Sparring was tricky, yes, but notice the calm delivery from Moses. No fear, no hype, only facts. And that is the difference. Dubois shouts, while Moses calculates which mindset truly wins in the ring: desperation or quiet destruction.
Daniel, you're in the office for a meeting. Is there some fight news coming soon?
Yeah, big news announcing soon, so I'll let these guys talk about it, but I'm going to be well up for it and coming back.
Frank and Sam were excited for Daniel's return.
I'm more excited by his t-shirt.
Yeah.
Big news. It's going to be a tough fight, good fight, quality fight. Everybody's going to love it when they hear it. Big fight.
Daniel, you're excited?
No, I'm 100% ready to go.
Frank Warren makes official Dubois will face Moses in September. But is this a masterstroke or a mistake after the Usyk collapse, putting Dubois in with a hungry lion? Like Moses feels like career suicide. Is Warren protecting his fighter or feeding him to the wolves for one last payday?
Daniel Dubois, how are you getting on with Daniel, by the way? Do you even speak much? Like, how's it go?
Yeah, you know what? I'm actually surprised. He's completely different to what he portrays, like what people think he actually is. Like, no, I was surprised, but yeah, no, training with the bar it's been good. Obviously in that high altitude in Spain as well. Yeah, I can't really ask for a better prep camp.
I think it was in that George Groves podcast, you talked about maybe your most difficult spot has been Daniel Dubois, because he's not like a plodder, he moves.
Yeah, no, it's literally styles makes fights, doesn't it? Yeah. And I think Dubois, his style is one of my trickiest. So yeah, it gels well.
And Warren's very next words only add more fuel to the fire. Frank Warren stumbles through his words, and that hesitation says everything he talks about top 10 opponents and Daniel making a comeback. But does he even sound convinced himself? It feels like Warren is juggling hope with doubt. And when your own promoter is not sure, how can fans believe Dubois has a real shot against Moses?
This is Daniel Dubois. I mean, that's a cracking fight down the line, isn't it?
Fight down the line. Yeah. All these Brits are. You know, this is, I mean, look, we're blessed in that. I think we've got about 5 Brits in the top.
And Warren's very next words only add more fuel to the fire. Frank Warren stumbles through his words, and that hesitation says everything he talks about top 10 opponents and Daniel coming back. But does he even sound convinced himself? Is like Warren is juggling hope with doubt. And when your own promoter is not sure, how can the fans believe Dubois has a real shot against Moses?
But you would like to make it, sorry.
I'd like to do, yeah. And we'll see. But he'll fight somebody in the top 10. And we've also got, coming back, Daniel, which would be.
And when Duke McKenzie weighs and the hype climbs to another level, Duke McKenzie nails it. This fight is not just about Dubois and Moses. It is about the heartbeat of boxing. 3 generations are buzzing, from young kids in gyms to seasoned fans who have seen it all. Why? Because Moses represents the future, the excitement, the unknown. Dubois is the man trying to cling on after being battered by Usyk. The intrigue is not whether Dubois can win, but whether he can even survive when Moses applies that Relentless pressure to hype is real, and Mackenzie's words show how much this fight is capturing imaginations. Dubois may bring the name, but Moses brings the electricity, and that is what fills arenas and lights up screens worldwide.
And when is he ready? I think he could beat most heavyweights in the world, with the exception possibly of Usyk and maybe Dubois, possibly AJ. The top 3 or 4, he's not ready for them yet.
Eddie Hearn does not mince words. At just 20 years old, Moses is being thrown into the fire, and Hearn admits he will be shocked if this fight actually happens, but that is exactly what makes Moses so special. Most fighters his age tiptoe through easy opponents, padding their records. Moses is eyeing Daniel Dubois, a man who has shared the ring with world champions. That speaks volumes about his mentality. Yes, it is a massive test, but is that not what boxing is all about? Risk rewards and rewriting history. Dubois may think experience gives him an edge, but experience also carries baggage. Moses has no scars, no fear, only ambition. And that is a dangerous mix for any heavyweight.
Let's get that right. However, the intrigue that surrounds this fight, I've got young kids in my gym that are going to be tuning into this fight.
3 generations are going to watch it, aren't they? That's what's great.
To me, they're so excited about it.
Adam Smith puts it perfectly. Moses Itauma is a puzzle too quick to be caught clean, too sharp with his feet, too smart with his range. If you go forward, he punishes you with counters. If you hold back, he walks you down and breaks you apart. For a fighter like Dubois, who relies on power and straightforward aggression, that is a nightmare matchup. How do you beat someone who forces you to make the wrong choice every time? That is the riddle Dubois faces, and truth be told, it is a riddle he does not seem capable of solving. Moses is not just a prospect, he is a problem, and one that could end Dubois' comeback story before it even begins.
Or he might knock him out, I don't know, but personally, at 20, you know, you got to get it right. And Frank, like I said, Frank knows what he's doing, and I think I'd be very surprised if they took that kind of test.
Adam Smith puts it perfectly. Moses Itauma is a puzzle too quick to be caught clean, too sharp with his feet, too smart with his range. If you go forward, he punishes you with counters. If you hold back, he walks you down and breaks you apart. For a fighter like Dubois, who relies on power and straightforward aggression, that is a nightmare matchup. How do you beat someone who forces you to make the wrong choice every time? That is the riddle Dubois faces, and truth be told, it is a riddle he does not seem capable of solving. Moses is not just a prospect, he is a problem, and one that could end Dubois' comeback story before it even begins.
Moses, his feet and his distance and his range is so good, and he's so quick that if you commit to the punches, you're going to get countered. And if you don't, you're going to get backed up and taken out. So it's a real puzzle. There's not many heavyweights that are southpaws. Obviously, Alexander Usyk is, but he's moved up into that.
Adam Smith puts it perfectly. Moses Itauma is a puzzle too quick to be caught clean, too sharp with his feet, too smart with his range. If you go forward, he punishes you with counters. If you hold back, he walks you down and breaks you apart. For a fighter like Dubois, who relies on power and straightforward aggression, that is a nightmare matchup. How do you beat someone who forces you to make the wrong choice every time? That is the riddle Dubois faces, and truth be told, it is a riddle he does not seem capable of solving. Moses is not just a prospect, he is a problem, and one that could end Dubois' comeback story before it even begins.